Well, I've got 3 o'clock, so that means it's time to start See the Light Art Class Live. Hi, I'm Jim Pence, and I'm glad you're with us today. We're going to have some fun. And our lesson today, we're working through the See the Lights Art Class series, and we are in lesson number 2. It all starts with a line. Now, if you were with me in August when I was doing some test broadcasts, some of this will seem a little bit like a repetition to you because the focus again for this week and the next couple of weeks is on contour drawing. And I know if you were with me all last month, you probably are thinking, boy, does this guy do anything except contour drawing? Yes, I do. But I will say it again and shout it from the rooftops. There is no better exercise that you can do to make your drawings better. If you want to be able to draw what you see, then contour drawing is the way to get there. It's just an exercise that is, yeah, it's frustrating, drive you crazy, but it will help you to draw. So with that in mind, that's what we're going to be doing again today, but I have something maybe a little bit more challenging for you. Now, if you have watched the art class lesson already, then you know that Pat does a contour drawing of an apple in that lesson. And so we're gonna ratchet it up a little bit in today's lesson and do something a little bit more complex. But before we do that, I wanted to show you, last week, you remember I showed you a portrait that I was working on, and I finished that just a couple of days ago. So I'm going to show you what the final version looks like. And again, hopefully this will be an inspiration to learn to do contour drawing because I did that. Not blind contour, of course, because if I did blind contour, it would look pretty horrible. But by learning to look at something and then make my hand and eye work together as I sketch it, that's what my ultimate result was. So that is, I'm doing a series of 30 portraits, and this is number 8. So I have still 22 to do, and I'm starting on my next one. But just to give you a laugh and maybe encourage you, here's the contour drawing of my next one. This is a blind contour drawing. All right. See, it looks really, really like the guy. I don't have a photo of him here, so you can't tell. You can tell he's wearing a hat, and I got that part pretty well. But yeah, so that's contour drawing is going to generally look horrible, but that's okay. So what we're going to do today is a teddy bear. And yeah, that is a little bit more complex. And I'm going to do a straight blind contour drawing. And then I'm also going to do a modified contour drawing. And the difference is with the blind contour drawing, which is what you start with, you just look at your at the object that you're drawing. You don't ever look at your paper. And so again, you can imagine what the results look like. But with modified, you are allowed to kind of check back and forth and see how well things are coming out, and see if your drawing is if your pen is where it's supposed to be, and all of that. So we're going to do both here, and I'm going to start by adding a layer. You can't see me doing that actually, because I'm working on 2 screens, and I've got some of my art app windows on another screen. So you just have to kind of take it by faith that I put a new layer in there. I turned off the bear, but I'm going to move the picture of the bear onto this screen, so you can, if you happen to want to draw along with me, you can. And so let me move my drawing paper here over a little bit, and then I'm going to bring the teddy bear right there, and I'm going to kind of shrink this corner down a little bit. Whoops, I've got to get that out of the way. Well, wasn't supposed to do that either. Let's see, where'd you go, teddy bear? I've got to move over here and see if I can, there he is. Okay, And I got to change the settings because he's supposed to always be on top. So let's fix that so he stays on top all the time. Or she. I don't know if it's a boy teddy bear or a girl teddy bear, but it also locked it in place, and I don't want that. So let me see. Well, now it's not going to cooperate with me. So let me see if I hit something that I shouldn't have hit. You know, this all worked perfectly when I was practicing it before. So let me turn that off, see if it's going to let me move again. No, it's not. So, what I'm going to have to do is turn him off for a second. And I'm going to just, oh, I think, well, that bear just doesn't want to go away. Well, let's see. Now he went away. Okay. Now I got to get him back. All right. This is the joy of working with technology. Sometimes it just doesn't do what you want it to do. Let's try this one more time. I'm going to my other screen to find the teddy bear again. And okay, got him open. And he came back on this screen again, but he's not moving. So, oh, okay. So for whatever reason, it's acting strange, and I'll solve that problem later. Let's bring that teddy bear back. Okay, so I'm going to go to plan E. Okay, plan E is I'm going to show you what I would do, but I'm just going to draw on top of the surface. See if it'll let me at least do that. Let me turn off transform there. And let me come and show you what I would do if I was doing a contour drawing with this. I'm going to go for a brighter color. And honestly, this all worked perfectly earlier. Let's make that a little bit bigger. Okay. So if I'm doing a contour drawing of something, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the object before me, and I'm going to put my paper off to the side so I can't see the paper. So if I'm left-handed, which I am, then the paper is going to be off to my left. And if I'm right-handed, the paper is going to be off to my right. Then I'm going to choose somewhere on the object to start. And I'm going to just select right here, because that's what I did when I did my practice contour drawing. I'm going to start right here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to let my eye trace the outline, the contour of that object. Now, at the same time that my eye is tracing it, I am moving my hand along right in sync. And that's really the idea with contour drawing, is you want to get your hand and your eye kind of synchronized. So if I were actually doing a contour drawing, if my computer had cooperated with me, and it honestly was earlier, then my eye and my hand would be working together just like this. Now, interestingly, in the practice contour drawings that I did before I got started here, when I did this bear, everything came out, this part came out really well. Once I got here, I really began to kind of get off track, and you know, I had, that was kind of what my drawing looked like by the time I was done. So why did it start out so well and then get messed up as I went along? Well, the problem is, and this is what you're trying to teach yourself when you're doing contour drawing, the problem is that either your hand decides to get ahead of your eye, or your eye gets ahead of your hand. And it happens both ways with me. Sometimes I just get impatient and I start to draw faster. And when I draw faster, then I get off track. or my eye, your eye can move faster than your hand. And so my eye is scanning, maybe down here, and my hand is still actually up in this part of the drawing. And so then I see this curve, and so I throw this curve in here, and it gets you off sync. So if you're having difficulty and your contour drawing is pretty much off track, that's what the problem is. And the way to fix that is to slow down and take your time and try as much as possible to make your eye and your hand go together. And this takes practice. It's not something you're going to get just overnight. That's why I said this is an exercise that you want to, keep doing again and again, and you will eventually get the hang of it. So that's straight contour drawing. Now, I was probably drawing on. No, I wasn't drawing on the bare layer. Good. Okay, so I can clear that layer. And I can show you the difference. The difference with modified contour drawing, which is something that you can do after you've practiced straight blind contour drawing a little bit. With modified contour drawing, let's go blue for this one. Again, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to choose a spot, and that's going to be my starting spot. But I'm going to, as I look at my object and I have my paper off to the side, I'm allowed to glance back and forth to make sure that my hand is still, where it should be. And so as I do that, then it enables me to, stay more on track. And that's what I would have showed you if my computer cooperated with me, but it likes to throw me a curveball now and then. But the idea and what you're trying to get here, if you completed this drawing all the way, would be, not a fully drawn picture of the bear, but just that much. Okay, so what you would be looking at would be that kind of an outline with a modified contour drawing. With a blind contour drawing, you still want to get to that, but it's not likely to look exactly like that. It's going to be a bit off at places because you're not able to look at your paper. So that's essentially what you're learning in lesson 1 of art class, how to draw with a line. You're learning to look at the outside shape of an object and trace your eye and your hand around it. Now, if you want to challenge yourself, the way to challenge yourself and to improve your contour drawing is to move on to more complex objects. You want to start out with something really simple, like Pat in the video just starts with an apple. That's a very, very easy shape to work with. But as you progress, you want to get to more complicated things. And it really is helpful if you draw from life. And what that means is, you're not drawing from a photograph like I am here, but you're actually taking an object, go into the kitchen and pick up something and draw that. Or one of the, now this is a very advanced challenge, but it's a lot of fun to try to do, is get a paper bag, like a small paper lunch bag, and crumple it and then uncrumple it a bit. So you have all those wrinkles and different shapes and stuff, and then do a contour drawing with that. And it gives you something to really challenge your eyes. But just, go through your house, find some kind of object, sit down and draw it. And you don't have to spend hours at this. 10 minutes every day will greatly improve your ability to draw what you see. So that is pretty much my application for the lesson, and I'm sorry that my computer did not cooperate with me this week, but I will keep working on it, and one of these days we will get to the point where it works the way it's supposed to work. So let me move this here and real quickly draw a little picture. This picture, I'm going to go with a nice dark background here. Oops, I'm going to get on the background layer. It's not letting me get on the background layer. No. Let's see. Boy. Okay, well, then we'll do it this way. I just want to turn it dark. So let's get on this layer and come over here to flood fill. Okay, there it is. That's what I wanted. Okay, now see if it's going to let me get back here again. I have to make this a little bigger. This particular drawing that I'm doing is one that I learned a long time ago by my art teacher, and he had a very unusual name. His name was Ding Tuling, and he's a chalk artist par excellence. He drew well into his 90s. He passed away a few years ago, but I studied under Ding for about 8 years, and one of the favorite pictures that I learned from him was what he called Jesus at the pilot wheel. And the pilot wheel is the steering wheel, as it were, of a boat. And Ding used to draw a really stormy sea, and he would draw, in the process of drawing that stormy sea, he would draw a great big cliff like this. And then he would draw some rocks in the front. And, you know, he would tell the story of when the disciples were on the sea, and disciples were on the sea, and they were scared because of the storm that was blowing in, and the water were, you know, scary, and Jesus was asleep in the boat, and you know, they're bailing water out, and everything is not going particularly well. They're kind of afraid, and they finally decide to wake Jesus up. And they say, "Master, don't you care? You know, we're about to die here." And you know, Jesus is, you know, pretty laid back about the whole thing. He says, well, "Why are you worried?" You know, and he stands up, and he talks to the sea and the winds, and you know, he says, "Peace, be still," and everything quiets down. And you know, Jesus says, how is it that you have such little faith?" And you know, that's so true of us sometimes. You know, we love the Lord, and we want to follow him, and we want to obey him, but we get scared because of everything that's going on at times, and you know, we just say, "Lord, are you really there? Are you able to, you know, take care of us today?" there's this virus going around, and there's just all sorts of craziness, and we get kind of all worried and hot and bothered, and in the middle of that, Jesus says, why are you worried? Why are you scared? I've got this. I've got it under control, and it's times like that when I can really be happy that Jesus is our light and our salvation, and He is our lighthouse, and we can trust in Him at all times. That's a pretty sad looking lighthouse, I know, but if I were to make it look good, I'd have to use a ruler tool, and that would take a lot more time. So, but when you get scared, just understand that Jesus said, in the world you will have trouble, but be of good cheer. He said, I have overcome the world, and He has, and so we can trust Him. Okay. Well, that's all for today. Again, sorry for the technical issues. Again, my computer goofs me up sometimes, and I will keep working to figure out what does it, but I can never predict it. But anyway, do some contour drawings, do some modified contour drawings. Next week, we will be doing exercises based on lesson 3 from art class, and I look forward to seeing you next time. So thanks a lot, and I'll see you next week. I'm Jim Pence with See the Light.